Okay. There we go. I got it a little bit. Oh, God. All right. Did it... Redman's family diner. Order now. 0800 1800 083. 1800 083.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, everybody. We are back from PAX, me and John. Do you remember our videos? We played Secret of the Mimic together and we saw the booth and stuff and it was awesome. And I thought it would be cool, a video. I think I said it in the vlog that I wanted to do a video afterwards just talking about my thoughts about Secret of the Mimic and stuff. And I thought, you know what? You know, John was there with me and we both played it together. We talked about things at PAX afterwards, our own thoughts and stuff and theories. So I just thought, you know, let's get John in.
I'm excited. I'm doing good. It feels like, I cannot believe it's already been so long since PAX. Feels
I know.
Like it's been 5 minutes, but
it's
it was already a
horrible.
week ago.
I know.
It's terrible.
The PAX Blues.
But it was, I know, it was so much fun. And hopefully the year goes by quick because I want to go back.
Yeah,
so,
I know, right?
Yeah, I know. We didn't really talk about our thoughts in person, like really too deep.
Yeah, we didn't go deep. I remember we just spoke about how this is going to fit into the lore. You know, being in 1979 and this massive factory that we've never known about, and how this is going to work, and whose factory is it, and is it related to the books and stuff. Like I said, guys, me and John got to play the demo. We were like the first people ever, right? At PAX to play it.
Wow, you're right.
Yeah.
First people ever.
So we're going to give our thoughts. I'm going to let John go first. John has made a presentation for us today.
No, I haven't. Oh God, first thoughts. My first thoughts were it was really, really different. Like I kind of shocked me. And like the whole new different characters, the Jackie, the Jack in the Box animatronic we saw in the trailer, it was very different. But the more like I thought about it, it was I had the similar feeling when I first saw Sister Location for the first time. Sister Location was a really big departure for the series. Like up until that point, it really was only like animatronic bears, chicken, foxes, whatever. And then we suddenly got all this circus. We got an animatronic like Ballora, and I remember the community was kind of like iffy about it at first. But I felt the same way with this. And after thinking about it, I was like, okay, I accept that it's different, and it makes sense. Like there's so many references to circuses, and if you watch my theories, there's like so many references to the whole thing starting at a traveling circus and everything. So I think it really makes sense. But that was my first impression. I thought the animations in the game were awesome. They did such a great job with the demo. It was so cool. I thought Jackie was so creepy, and yeah, that was my first impressions. What were your first impressions?
Yeah, I agree with everything John said. It was a lot to process all at once, right? Even at the main menu, I remember being at the main menu before you play, and you look around and you see all of these different characters around you, like the octopus. There's an octopus poster, and I forgot what it says. Need a hand. Yeah. You actually see? Do you see him like he's got a drum kit next to him?
Yeah, he does.
I'm pretty sure the dog was there too.
The dog was there. Yes, the dog was there.
Was the bee there? The bee?
I don't think so. It was really dark in there.
Yeah, it was really
kind of
dark. I definitely saw a pig. There was definitely a pig there.
I think so.
Yeah. I'm sure I saw a pig. Watch it be the VIP pig or something. But yeah, I swear I saw a pig there. We'll talk about that in a minute, by the way, because I want to know your thoughts on those. But yeah, it was a lot to process all at once. Being in this massive factory set in 1979 and all these new characters. But it was a lot to process. It wasn't a negative vibe that I was getting from it. It was really positive. It felt fresh, which was nice to see. And Jackie was amazing. I really do think Steelwood did a good job. First impressions of Jackie. The animations of her were insane, and her chasing us, and you know, it's really fluid animations of her, and I really like the voice and how aggressive she was too. She was terrifying. So yeah, I do think they did a good job. I do hope that there's going to be flat mode at the same time as launch, and apparently they're trying to do that. I hope that is the case. because I know some people don't like VR or they don't have a VR headset. One thing I really liked, I think, John, you used the teleport mechanic, right? Where you...
Yes,
yeah,
I did.
I actually used the free roam, and I really liked that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you could pick free roam or teleport.
Yeah. I just chose the least motion sickness.
Yeah. I'm glad that they have options for that, because I do admit I was a little bit motion sick in the free roam, but I felt like it really flowed well, especially the chase scene. Instead of teleporting all the time to run away from Jackie, the free roam was great.
Yeah, no, it was positive. Don't get it twisted. I think they did a great job, and I think it was really refreshing.
Yeah,
it was really refreshing seeing new characters and stuff like that. New but old. Maybe some characters, but we'll get into that.
Yeah, it seems like Steelwool have now got the I don't know, it just feels like Steelwool have got more confidence in making something of their own more. If that makes sense, like it feels like they're experimenting more with FNAF, which is nice. It's refreshing, and I do feel like after 10 years, I feel like we did need something like this. I know some people were comparing it to Poppy Playtime and stuff, but like even if it is similar, I'm not saying it is, but is that even a bad thing anyway? Poppy Playtime is great, and I feel like it's something new and refreshing, and it was only a demo as well, remember? So I'm looking forward to seeing more. What's going to be happening around the factory and stuff, or storage, or whatever it is, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's start talking about our theories and stuff on what we think. I feel like it's a good start. Like, what do you think this location is set in 1979?
Feels like okay, so I said this in my video, but it feels like, because we all get all these hints about Fall Fest and the carnival and the circus, and that's where the beginning of the story begins, Fall Fest of 1970. This doesn't feel like the Fall Fest. It feels like the place where the animatronics from Fall Fest are being kept.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, it feels like that's where the real story is going to be told about where these animatronics came from, who made them, and maybe another game down the line will actually get to be at the Fall Fest itself, but this definitely felt like some sort of warehouse. And with all of the Fredbear's Family Diner posters, there were also Fredbear's Family Diner pizza boxes in like the manager's office, and there was like a Freddy Fazbear's Pizza coming soon. So we know this is for sure before. Oh, you have that one. He has the Freddy Fazbear's Pizza coming soon.
There it is, for reference.
Is awesome. Such cool, like the story. I don't even think that poster was in the demo itself. I don't think that poster was in the demo. I think that poster was only in the booth at PAX. So I don't remember seeing it in the demo. Maybe you did.
I can't remember if I did or not. I think I can't. I'm not gonna say yes or no. I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember, but I believe it wasn't. So the visual storytelling, even in the booth itself, very cool. But this game takes place in 1979, so we know Freddy Fazbear's Pizza starts 1983, based on like the Faz coin saying established 1983 and stuff like that. So if it says coming soon, 4 years, it's kind of a long time. But yeah, I don't know. It's some sort of warehouse, and I don't know if you want to get into like whose warehouse this was and who built the animatronics, but no, I want to hear your thoughts about where we are.
We will. That's a good one for later. But yeah, I think John's right. I think it's like a warehouse storage facility. Could be a factory where they make stuff too. We don't know yet. But just a place where all the Fall Fest carousels, big items, animatronics, props, and stuff are all kept. You got to remember as well that original Fall Fest, I don't know whether Fall Fest happened before 1970. Let's just say 1970 is the first one, as an example. I'm not saying it is. This takes place 9 years later. So you've got to think all the success after Fall Fest for 9 years is such a long time, and all of these new props and stuff, the carousel, they need a place to store everything. Wasn't there on Curse of Dreadbear, was it Fall Fest 1980 something?
1983.
1983. So again, even in 1983, Fall Fest was still happening. So it must have been really successful. It kind of reminded me of I know it's not the same, but like Circus Baby's rental, like a place where they store the animatronics and stuff ready for parties. Yeah, you know what I mean?
That's a great point. That is 9 years after 1970, the Fall Fest of 1970. That's a great point. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, so it's been super successful. 9 years later, it's still going. We know it happened in 1983 as well. So it's a big successful thing. Where, you know, they've got to have a place to store everything. You know, the massive carousel on that camera as well. You know, where are they going to store all that? They can't store that at Fredbear's Family Diner or whatever, right? It's just too much stuff, so...
Yeah, and I think that's the carousel from Help Wanted 2? Question mark?
It looks like it, yeah, which is also really cool. Yeah, I love how they've done that. So with Fall Fest, you know, it happened during Fredbear's Family Diner and stuff, before everything. Do you think like this was owned by William Afton and Henry, or do you think it was somebody else doing this, or Fazbear Entertainment, or a mix of both? You know, because it's happened a long period of time, right?
Yeah, probably a mix of both. I think it's very clear that Fredbear's Family Diner, like especially throughout the Silver Eyes books and now into the Pit with like Henry and William in that picture together, and in the Silver Eyes they're literally wearing Fredbear and Spring Bonnie. And in the one like canon picture of Henry we got from the character encyclopedia, he's holding like blueprints of Fredbear. Like this Fredbear's Family Diner feels very much like Henry and William's thing. That's very established. So that the idea that there's Fredbear's Family Diner posters throughout the place, there has to be some connection to Henry and William, no matter what. No matter if they add a new character or a character from the books, Henry and William definitely are involved, I think, in some way. There's a possibility that this is some third-party company that Fazbear Entertainment bought out eventually, like that was making like mediocre melody type animatronics that Fazbear Entertainment just bought. I don't know. But I do think Henry and William are involved in some way.
I agree with that. I think we will see, hopefully anyway, please Steelwool, we'll see something involving William and Henry, whether that's like documents that are signed by William Afton or Henry. I said to John back at PAX, it would be, in the demo, you see a blueprint of, I think it was the Mr. Hippo cardboard cutout, which is really strange, right? That
it wasn't even Mr. Hippo, it was just like a hippo.
Yeah, it was, like a cardboard cutout, yeah. You guys have seen that poster, right, of the hippo. Basically a cardboard cutout of that, and I just thought, they're making blueprints out of the cardboard cutout. Surely, throughout the game, we're going to see blueprints of maybe Fredbear or Spring Bonnie. I said to John, it would be really cool to see like a Circus Baby blueprint or something like that. The original Circus Baby idea that William had. Something like that. Because, you know, it's set in 1979. You know, it's pretty close to the 80s, you know, where we think Circus Baby was made and stuff. So hopefully we do get to see stuff like that, like little Easter eggs of blueprints or documents from William and Henry.
I think that's a great point, pointing out the blueprints, because there's not many things like story-wise, lore-wise that you can see in the demo, but the blueprints are like the one thing that you could tell they wanted you to walk up and look at.
Yeah.
So I could totally see the story and the secrets being told through blueprints that we find throughout the game, whether it be of Circus Baby or Fredbear, Spring Bonnie, stuff like that. Jackie blueprints. I'm explaining who built Jackie and what Jackie is, and the blueprints for the Mimic. I don't know. But I think that could be, I think they deliberately wanted us to see the blueprints. So I think that might be secrets throughout the game.
Yeah, now talking about that, the Mimic, right? So we know the original origins of the Mimic in Tales of the Pizzaplex. He was a robot made by Edwin Murray. We won't go too deep into it, but in the books there's a character called Edwin Murray, and then makes this Mimic character for his son, who unfortunately dies. And then basically the reason why the Mimic is so aggressive is because Edwin Murray attacks the Mimic with rage because his son's just died, and then the Mimic stores that memory and mimics it in the future. Edwin Murray was then a technician for Fazbear Entertainment, right? And he was like repairing the animatronics and stuff.
Building like the core Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy animatronics. Like he was sent mascot costumes versions of these characters and turned them into the Freddy, Chica, Foxy, Bonnie characters we know. I think a really interesting thing about the Mimic is that originally it was built without legs. Like it did not have legs. It was later on in the origin story of the Mimic that, like, after Edwin's son was killed and Fazbear Entertainment comes into the factory and sees what's going on, Fazbear Entertainment, like some construction workers or whatever, puts legs onto the Mimic shortly after Edwin's kid dies. So the Mimic then gets legs. So now we have this Jackie animatronic that is a Jack in the Box that deliberately doesn't have legs. Mm-hmm. It feels like, I don't know. I don't want to get into the weeds of it, but if the Mimic in the books, if the same thing happens in the books that happens in the games, the Mimic would have to get legs and then lose the legs and become Jackie. If Jackie even is the Mimic, it's so complicated.
Yeah. The thing that I was talking to John earlier, guys, about the books is, the thing is, right, no pitchforks, please. Still, like, we don't know if Tales of the Pizzaplex is completely canon to the games, right? And I said to John what Steelwool might be doing is picking pieces from the Mimic story in the books and putting them into the games, right? We'll see if Edwin Murray is revealed in The Secret of the Mimic, or whether they've changed the plot where it's William Afton makes the Mimic. I don't know. I do think we might get references to him, and then he made this Mimic. He was working for William Afton and Henry or Fazbear Entertainment, and he made this creature. And William and Henry are tied into that at this new location. But yeah, we'll see. It's a little bit complicated. It's going to be interesting to see how Steel will fuse all of that together, like this Mimic character with William and Henry, and how that's going to get merged all together in this. But John's right. Jackie might not be the Mimic. I hope it's the Mimic. Jackie's insanely aggressive, right? The Mimic's insanely aggressive. We don't know if there's any dead possessed kids at this location yet. But do you think it's just going to be Jackie through this whole game who's going to be aggressive? Or do you think there's going to be other animatronics? Because I had a theory, right? Maybe Jackie's at the start of the game, right? And he's insanely aggressive. But then we get away from Jackie and then we destroy Jackie or something. And then the endoskeleton of Jackie goes and finds another animatronic or mascot to take possession of. Do you know what I mean? And then we get a new enemy, but it's still the Mimic. Does that make sense?
Exactly. No, yeah, I think you might be right. The Mimic's thing in like the books is switching from mascot costume to mascot costume. So it definitely that definitely makes sense. I think the thing with Jackie is Jackie doesn't feel like a mascot costume. It feels like it's like an actual animatronic, and I don't know. It would be the biggest red herring of all time if Jackie's not the Mimic, because Jackie's.
It's gotta be. Like, it just doesn't make sense that this Jack in the Box is aggressive, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Unless it is like infected with the Mimic program or something. I have no idea.
The Mimic controlling it or something. Yeah, you're right. Kind of like Glitch Trap, but you know. Yeah, no, that you're right. But yeah, it would be really cool if we destroy Jackie, and then the shell breaks, and you see the endoskeleton inside, and then the Mimic scurries away, and then like later on we get another animatronic, but you can see the Mimic's inside there or something. You know, I don't know. It'd be really cool.
I think it's really interesting. I was thinking about this the other day, that the Mimic that we're gonna see in this game is not gonna look like the Mimic we saw in Ruin. Like it's been decades. Like it's decades earlier, so it's going to be a more newish looking Mimic. I'm really interested to see what the design's going to look like for the endoskeleton. But yeah, I think you're completely right, and I really think we have I think we have 3 options for who built the Mimic. I think it's either going to be Edwin from the books, it's going to be Henry, oh, it could be William, or it's going to be a brand new character that Steel decides to make. And I think that's what we're going to be debating for the next year whenever this game comes out. Who designed the Mimic? I think it would really be cool to see Henry make the Mimic and this all be Henry's thing, because we don't really hear much about the origins of Fazbear and Henry and what's going on with him at all. So it'd be really cool to see more of that backstory. But I'm totally fine with it being Edwin. I'm totally fine with it being a new character. I'm just excited to see what happens, really.
We have mentioned that during our adventures through this facility that there are a lot of Fredbear Family Diner posters and stuff scattered everywhere. Do you think that we are going to see Fredbear or Spring Bonnie at this location, like in a secret storage or as an Easter egg or something, or even the Mimic as Fredbear and Spring Bonnie? I don't know. Just something involving those two. Like even pictures, blueprints, photo of William and Henry in them. You know what I mean? Anything.
Yes. I think we will. I think it'd be a missed opportunity, maybe. I don't know. I mean, how do you do an Origins game and put all this Fredbear's Family Diner stuff in there and not tell us or show us anything? Or it really feels like they're teasing that heavily with the pizza boxes and the posters, and it really feels like they're teasing that. And I don't know if a Steel employee's watching this and is currently pooping their pants thinking, no, we need to put something in there now, but we'll be happy no matter what. But I think it'd be really cool to see something like that. What do you think?
I agree. It would be a little bit confusing, but I don't want to go too deep into it. Like, if there was a Fredbear and Spring Bonnie at this warehouse, because shouldn't they just be at Fredbear's Family Diner? Yeah, or on stage, yeah.
So I think blueprints are more likely, probably.
Yeah, blueprints or just scrapped versions of them. Like, you know what I mean? Like old ones that are not working anymore, just shove them into this facility for now, and we'll deal with it after, right? We don't have enough room now in parts and service at Fredbear's. All these scraps, just throw them in the warehouse or something. Yeah, I do think we're going to see something. Yeah, even if they do put Fredbear and Spring Bonnie in, like, I can imagine them being old and rotten in there. And they've got new ones at Fredbear's now, and they've just kept the old ones just because. Something like that would be amazing. It really would. Yeah, it would be cool if the Mimic used one of the suits or something as a mascot costume. Can you imagine that?
Oh, that'd be insane.
Oh my god,
that'd be insane.
Like an actual like an actual mascot costume, not like of Fredbear and Spring Bonnie.
I just thought of this. So the glitch trap, glitch trap looks like, mascot costume.
Yeah.
Like version of Spring Bonnie. We see the Fredbear's Family Diner post. I don't know if you have the Spring Bonnie Fredbear's Family Diner
I don't, but I know what you're on about. Okay. Yeah.
What if we see the actual Spring Bonnie glitch trap mascot costume in real life?
That'd be really cool to see. Yeah.
And we see the Fredbear version of it, because I'm starting to think that at Fredbear's Family Diner, it didn't start with the Springlock suits. It started with those mascot
costumes
suits.
Yeah.
So I think we might see a mascot Fredbear in the same style as the glitch trap Spring Bonnie one. Ooh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, similar style to the other mascot clown ones that we see too. And the Mimic uses it at some point. It'd be really cool. Like a secret ending, I don't know. We've got all of these other animatronics as well, kind of animatronics of the octopus, the dog, Sharpay, and the bee, which was a weird one. Be yourself, I think it said. I definitely saw a pig. I'm telling you, I saw a pig.
No, I don't doubt it.
Do you think these were made by Henry and William, like as extra things for the carnival, or do you think, like you said, it's a separate company doing like working with them on Fall Fest or whatever?
It's either Edwin, Henry, or William. Like it was one of them, or a new character, like I said before. Go ahead.
Do you think these animatronics, these things, are going to be able to move and kill us and chase us?
Yeah, No, I think in the demo, I don't know if we talked about it, but there's that elephant mascot costume that we saw in Ruin, but it was really big. It felt giant.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, and there was one, the bird one. When you looked, the bird one was there outside the window. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, when you looked in the window, it was all the way down there. Yeah, I think it's more gonna be like the Mimic is going to enter different mascot costumes, and maybe you're in a room with a bunch of mascot costumes and you're walking and one of them starts moving and you don't know which one the Mimic is in, you know? I see very cool opportunities there, but yeah, I think, I don't know. It feels like there's more mascot costumes than animatronics in that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Like, the animatronics that were on the menu, and again, unfortunately, guys, you can't see them. They didn't look like they would be, especially the octopus. I don't know. It just seemed like it was one of those. I don't know if you guys have seen them before. Like, it's not really an animatronic that can get up and move around. It's just still, but its arms move to play the drums. Does that make sense?
No, that totally makes sense. It's like a dark ride. Like yeah, they just are.
Yeah, the stationary. I didn't get the vibe with them that they're gonna get up and chase us and stuff. I'll be real. Unless the Mimic does something with them, I don't know. I really do think that this game is just gonna be the Mimic trying to kill us. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get any other like enemies and stuff unless the Mimic is manipulating them or inside a suit. Do you know what I mean? And I like that. I don't want like spirits possessing. It would just make things too complicated. Spirits possessing more animatronics. What, before the murders and everything? Like, it doesn't make sense. And I do think it's just going to be the main enemy throughout this whole game is going to be the Mimic trying to kill us and switching costumes and stuff and trying to figure out different ways to kill us. And we kill Jackie, but then the Mimic escapes and goes just to something else, but then we kill that one, and you know, like a virus, like you can't get rid of the Mimic, you can't get rid of him. And we know, anyway, even after this, the Mimic survives, because the Mimic's in Ruin. So whatever happens at the end of this game, the Mimic's not dead.
Since this is before any kids are dead or anything really bad happened, like, that is the secret of the Mimic. Like, this is what happened before everything happened. Like, something went wrong before everything really went wrong, and it's been buried for all this time until Ruin. Like, it's been kept a secret. We've not heard about the Mimic until this point because it was kept a secret. I don't know if there's actually, like, the Mimic has a secret, like, shh, don't tell anyone. I think the Mimic is the secret that's been kept by Fazbear for so long and buried.
Like, yeah, nobody talks about this. Nobody mentioned what happened here. Yeah, I like that.
I think the game might end with everything burning, like you see in Help
the whole
Wanted 2.
factory burning down. Yeah, the carousel, the carousel in Help Wanted 2, yes, on fire. Yeah.
We never see these animatronics ever again.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why
yes.
everything burns to the ground.
Something's got to happen where it's all burnt to the ground, and that's why we don't know anything about it. Fazbear Entertainment doesn't mention it ever. We don't see any references to it because it's a secret. A massive fire happened and that's it. Like, hush hush, nothing happened here. The Mimic obviously survives whatever happens because we see him in Ruin.
And obviously someone wanted to keep it a secret because we have the Mixes machine, and I did an interview with Steel Studios where J-Top said that machine was deliberately meant to look really old. Like, it's a really old machine. So I think someone wanted to keep that Mimic trapped down there where we found him in Ruin for a long time. So the Mimic is the secret.
It'd be really cool if Henry or somebody made that machine or something like that.
Right. And I'm coming out with a theory video sometime soon, but promotion. I think since the door to get to the Mimic in Ruin is in Henry's labyrinth, where he burned everything to the ground under the FNAF 6 pizzeria. Like, it's literally in the labyrinth that Henry built. You go take the stairs down, and that's where you find Mixes and the Mimic. I think it'd be so cool if this was like Henry's secret that he wanted to keep buried, you know? stairs area. Do you remember in Ruin where we take the staircase down? It's like really wooden.
Yeah.
Like there's wooden. It's made out of wood. It kind of looks like the area we did the chase, where the floors were falling and it was very wooden staircase area. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the same area, but it's hard to explain that because they didn't play the demo.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were. I think they were the ones that trapped the mimic behind the wall.
Okay. Yeah.
The mixes machine. It's tough.
I know.
Like the mixes machine, J-Top said, was deliberately supposed to be a super old machine that was supposed to keep the mimic trapped down there. So I think they set the mimic free, like Vanessa, under the control of the mimic glitch trap, set him
and
free.
then let him.
Then they trapped him back down.
Yeah.
there. Yes.
Yeah. Are we playing as just a random technician who's working at this location, or are we playing as Henry? Are we playing as Edwin?
I think it's. I think there has to be some reason Jackie is so aggressive when they see us, when she sees us. I mean, or it could just be she could just be super aggressive for no reason. But we are wearing. I haven't seen anyone talking about it, but we're wearing like mechanic gloves. I don't even know how to describe them, but in the demo, you look at your hands and it's like gloves.
Yeah.
It's not like usual VR glowy hands. So they obviously wanted us to see that, to show us that we're playing as some sort of mechanic. So it could be Edwin, it could be Henry, someone going there for a certain reason to try and stop what happened or deal with the mimic once and for all. I have no idea, but what do you think?
No, I agree with that. The first thing I noticed with the gloves as well, like mechanic, technician gloves. Yeah, it would be really cool if we played as Henry. And it goes with your idea where at the end of Secret of the Mimic, we trap him in that room, the room from Ruin. That'd be really cool. Edwin, maybe. I don't know, because Edwin runs away from the Mimic and then comes back years later. So I don't know if it could be Edwin, Henry, or I can't see us playing as William Afton. But we could. But no, I'd say it'd be really cool to see Henry. It'd be really cool playing as Henry.
But it's fine if it's Edwin.
Yeah, or it's fine if it's fine if it's a random mechanic as well. He just works there.
Or random mechanic, new character, doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm excited either way. They have to be going there for a reason. Like they have to be going in there for a reason. It seems like they're the only one there. It seems pretty abandoned. So that reason has to be trying to get rid of what the mimic was, or bury whatever happened there, or set fire to it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's it, guys. We can't think of anything else other than we're both really excited. Yeah, I'm sure whatever happens with this game, it's going to be really good. Like with the mimic's origins and what happened to him, and the ideas that we've both mentioned today could work really well. I like John's idea where Henry buried the mimic down there for years and years with the Mexis machine and stuff. I feel like that will probably be what actually happens, and if we're playing as Henry or something, then that makes even more sense, right? You guys haven't seen any gameplay yet, so hopefully Steel will show some gameplay soon so you can see what we're talking about, because it's really hard to describe with no footage, right?
I know, it's so hard to describe. I mean, I don't know when this game's coming out, but hopefully not like December 2025.
Yeah.
Like, hopefully soon. But yeah, I hope there's something that comes out soon that they can show you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm super excited. I no matter what happens, I'm just excited for Steel Wool. I know it'll be great. The demo already looked amazing. I'm excited to hear about the origins of Fazbear Entertainment and all that stuff. I think it'll be really, really, really cool. So
yeah, John's right. It's not just the origins of the Mimic, it's the origins of Fazbear Entertainment and Fredbear's Family Diner. And we really hope we get to see a little bit of lore about Henry and William and how this started. How did Full Fest start? Whose idea was it? And how Fazbear Entertainment got founded and involved in everything. And I really hope we get to see little snippets of that and blueprints and stuff. So yeah, really exciting. I do think as well it'll probably be next year. I'm gonna guess summer. So summer or spring of 2025.
I don't think there's a world where this comes out after next PAX. If they do a next PAX.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it'll be out summer. I think you're right. Summer sounds good.
Yeah.
Summer sounds good.
Well, let's see what happens, guys. Exciting times. Oh, and also, after this game, what do you think is going to be next?
I think we're going to get the actual Fall Fest. Like, we're going to go to the actual Fall Fest, not the warehouse where the things are being kept.
Okay.
I think we're going to actually go to the giant, or maybe it'll be in the future. Maybe the Fall Fest made a return and it's like a future game. Maybe we're going to an abandoned Fall Fest at like in after Ruin or something. That'd be really cool.
I think we're going to get a Security Breach 2.
At the Pizzaplex.
I think we're going to see what happens. You know, it left off with a cliffhanger with Cassie still down there and the Mimic's still alive and after her. Something's going to happen there. I think that's going to be the next game. It makes sense to me because we've had the origin game about the Mimic and now we're going to get the end of the Mimic. I feel like, you know, Cassie, Gregory, Vanessa are all going to return to try and stop the Mimic once and for all, or actually kill the Mimic, and that will be it. And I feel like Steelwall could do something like that. Whether it's at the Pizzaplex or they escape, like one half of the game's the Pizzaplex, where you're escaping the Mimic, but then Gregory, Vanessa and Cassie reunite and then they go to this storage place because there's a way to stop the Mimic at that location or something. I don't know. But yeah, Steelwall have got a good road ahead of them after this. They can do so many cool things. So yeah, that's what I think. I feel like it'll be. I don't know if it's going to be called Security Breach 2 because it doesn't really make sense to be called that. But I feel like it's going to take place after Ruin, and we're gonna kill the Mimic.
I mean, we have to see what happens after. Like, something's gonna happen. Like, we're gonna get something at to continue Cassie's story.
I mean, I hope so.
I know. It's like, imagine they just never pick up on it ever again. Like, they will. We'll get something.
Awesome.
Sure. We'll be back.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. Thank you, John, for joining me. That was really nice. Yeah, it's always cool just to talk about Secret of the Mimic and just FNAF. You know, it's really fun. You want to say anything else?
Go listen to my new song. I don't know if you want. No, this was fun. Thanks for having me. This is awesome. So
yeah, me too. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll get to see some Mimic news soon. Fingers crossed. Bye.